Hey YouTube, your pal Two Wheel Maniac here, and today I'm releasing a video that I recorded a little while ago on my old action cam. It's when I get to ride myself a KTM 1290 SuperDuke. And if you guys don't know the SuperDuke, the best way to describe it is a naked muscle super bike. It's really tough to explain. It's KTM's V-twin 1300cc 180 base horsepower. The one that I rode had the aftermarket exhaust, which brings it up to a nice and comfy 192 horsepower. Now, I've ridden a lot of bikes. Kind of hear it a little bit. It's really quiet even with the aftermarket exhaust. I've ridden a lot of bikes, but nothing quite as powerful as this. My buddy's Multistrada, a few Aprilias, my VFR, KLRs, a bunch of other things. What made me look into this bike was I wanted to get off-road, which is why I bought myself my KLR. But before I bought the KLR, I was looking into some other bikes, and KTM has the 690 Adventure, which was a really nice bike. I enjoyed it. I took it for a test ride, but then my buddy sold his XR600, so I didn't really have anyone to go off-roading with. So I said, well, you know what? I do have some money, let me go take a look at a new street bike. I can sell my VFR. I still am scared of the VFR because I high-sided a little over a year ago now. But that being said, I went looking for something, and the 690 Duke was really fun. So I took that for a test drive, and I didn't like it. And they had this 1290 SuperDuke. It's a demo. It was for sale because they had sold all their base units. So I asked if I could take it for a ride. The KTM is the prom queen in the KTM world, and really the naked superbike world. Now, it's got a lot of electronic aids. Bosch M9 ABS, wheelie control, traction control, really everything control. And when I took it for a spin, I didn't really go crazy, but it was really comfortable and extremely confidence-inspiring, which is not what I was expecting. I took some pictures. We're going to throw them up right here, and you can see I'm actually taking pictures of it here in the video. But we'll throw the pictures that I took up so you can see them. And I gotta tell you, this thing is a gorgeous bike. Just plain Jane gorgeous. And it's one of those bikes that you don't really get to see very often, just because it's, well, not something you see every day. There's not a whole lot of KTMs out there except for in the dirt scene, so to speak. And it's just a gorgeous all-around bike, a whole lot of fun, and really confidence-inspiring. Now, here in the video, I'm wrapping everything up, and I'm getting on it, and we're going to take it on the highway. This is an awesome bike, and you kind of heard me say it there. Holy crap, this is an amazing bike. Holy bleep, F word. This is awesome. It was so much fun. You'd had to be responsible, especially since I was just test riding it. I didn't want to go too crazy. It's a $18,000 bike, but it's got a lot of power under that right hand. And as long as you understand and respect that, it's a great bike. Now, I was talking to my friends, and they think it's a great bike, but they didn't think it was really a good bike to buy because it's a hooligan bike. And they're right. with the traction control settings tweaked, you can actually slide it around corners with all the electronic aids keeping you at a certain angle so you don't go too crazy. It'll wheelie in 4th gear, just power wheelie. So much fun. I'm not going to put anything crazy in the video. Obviously, it's not my bike. Someone else owns it now. And all I have to say is, I want this bike. It's fantastic. Story was, I actually put down the deposit to buy this bike, but we got this freak hailstorm and my car got totaled. So I had bought a new car, cash, dirt cheap, because that's kind of what I wanted to do. And the timing belt snapped. So here I am with a car with a snapped timing belt, a little bit of money, and a deposit down on a motorcycle. Well, I didn't really want to do the whole cheap car thing again because I was starting a new job in a week, the job I'm at now. And so I went to the dealer. I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. Can we pull the deposit? He didn't really want to do that, but I told him, I was like, look, when I buy a new bike, I'm coming here. I want the 1290 SuperDuke or 1350 or whatever's new. I promised him and come back and buy it, and it was a 1290 SuperDuke. It's not like he wouldn't be able to sell it because they were in such high demand. Now here we are on the highway, and this machine is fantastic. One, really easy to read display, the miles per hour, the tachometer, and a few times I'm looking down you can see it. Coming up, and in a few clips here you can kind of see it. I'm doing 75 miles an hour in 4th gear at 5,500 RPMs or 7,500 RPMs. It goes to 14,000. That's nothing. And there's still 2 more gears. So the fact that it had so much power, and really it was just the torque that made this such a fun ride. So as we kind of get to the end here, I really behoove you, if you know anyone who has a KTM 1290 SuperDuke, take it for a spin. Even the 1290 Adventure R, it's very similar. The older ones, like the 990 SuperDuke, I don't like those nearly as much because they don't have the electronic aids, and I'm a younger rider, a newer rider, but those aids really make it manageable. The 990 SuperDuke, it's on or off. You're either accelerating to max speed or slowing down to 0. So don't like it as much. It's not as progressive. It's a little bit more sketchy. If you are a hooligan, it is a lot of fun. But I'm not a hooligan. I'm looking for just a fun weekend warrior kind of ride. Something I could commute on, and even without the windscreen it is pretty good, but this thing is just, well, I'm going to say it here at the end when he asked me how it was, and you won't be able to hear me say it, but the KTM 1290 SuperDuke, only one word to say: awesome.